Hey, it's Tate. Let's talk about website transcreation today. I'll tell you about what website transcreation is, why it's not quite translation, it's not quite creation, and why this is a great cost-effective way to create a website for the Chinese market that really drives the results. Let's pull up my screen here and we'll look at an actual example from our company. To start off, this is Cambrian College's English website, and it's what we used for some of our source content. For a website like this, there is a specific purpose to it, of course. We want, the college wants people that land on this website to learn about the college, programs and life and other things about it, and then to move on to the next step. And that next step would probably be something like this: join this live virtual tour week. Or it could be this button here, which is to ask them and get in contact with their team, start a conversation. Or up here, to apply. Websites always have a purpose. You want the users on the website to actually do something that is going to make your school or your business money. Now, when helping them to create a website for the Chinese market, we did things a little bit differently. Here is their website, cambriancollege.cn. Now, the first thing that I would like to mention is that sometimes people ask me if you can use Google Translate to translate content on a website. And the answer is always no. Google Translate kind of sucks. It creates really weird, awkward translations. And we will use very polished Chinese content on websites, polished, readable, persuasive, entertaining content that Chinese people really love. They can move right through it very easily, and then they're more likely to complete those actions, which would be to apply or talk with staff or join an event, etc. So this website is on a different domain, cambriancollege.cn. The first one I showed you was cambriancollege.ca. And it's on a different hosting plan, which is hosted inside China. And the reason that we do that is because there's something called the Great Firewall of China, and it ends up slowing down traffic in and out of China, basically. Here, let's just take a quick look at these speed reports. For cambriancollege.cn, it's showing that it's mostly all green, which is good. And if I look down this list, I can see that the load times in all these different locations across China are quite good. But for cambriancollege.ca, we have some bad results. Now, gray is actually the worst result. It's worse than the yellow or red because it's showing that some places actually are not even, some of these reporting speed test locations are not showing results. And if I look down here in the list, I can see that some of the locations are taking a very long time to load. If a website's taking 10 seconds to load, it's really not very nice for the users, right? Now, in some other blog posts and such, we talk more about the speed and how to set up hosting, ICP licenses is required in China, domains, and how to optimize websites like WordPress for China. I'm not going to focus as much on that in this video. What I'd like to talk about more is the content. Now, this website is designed very similar to the English website. We like to use the same brand and the same image across it because it already works. So, we don't have to reinvent something particularly for the Chinese market. But the content is where we spend most of our effort. And some of the content is directly translated. Some of the content is created anew. Let's take a look at this homepage here in English and this one in Chinese. The Chinese one has a different content right up here up top, this header. And what it's saying here is that it is Canada's Ontario provinces. Sorry, when you translate it directly into English, it doesn't sound quite as good. But this here is a word that is useful for search queries that is going to bring us more organic search traffic. It's about Canada, Ontario, study abroad. And also it emphasizes here that they give you very good results for your career opportunities. Because if you go to Cambrian College, you're going to have the number 2 highest rate of getting a job directly after exiting the college. It's a very practical place to go. Okay. Now, generally on websites that we create, we're going to have something that is somewhat custom up here for the Chinese users, because this kind of text is going to motivate readers to read on down further into the page. Of course, if they want to, they can already take an action here. They can apply through here, or they can download a brochure if they like as well. Down below here, we have information about various courses and programs that the college offers. And there's information about all of those. So we have tons of information on this website. A lot of this type of information is just directly translated because it doesn't need to be customized very much for the Chinese reader. If our writer detects that there is something that should be customized for China, or if we know that Chinese users are asking a certain question that other users aren't, we will discuss that with the team that we're working with at Cambrian, bring up those ideas, and we'll put that into the content. So lots of information here for people to jump on deeper into the site. And then here we added a section that is about the province of Ontario in particular. We got this information actually from a different website. There's another website by Cambrian that is for their international students. That's where we grab this. If we can't find the information that we want to put on a Chinese website, then we'll just ask the Cambrian staff or whatever company we're working with, we'll ask them to find the information for us, or we'll just get them to email us and tell us what it is we need to know so that we can add it onto the Chinese website. Another thing that we do over time is we build up content on their blog and on an FAQ. Now the blog function on this website, I believe, is quite new, and the FAQ has been going for a bit. So the blog content is going to be the same kind of thing that we post on WeChat, because WeChat in China is the most popular way for people to keep in touch with a brand. They'll follow the WeChat account and then they'll get the posts, the articles into their chat feed on WeChat. But if you create content for WeChat, you might as well put it on the website too, because you can optimize it for Baidu search and you can bring in more free traffic, right? Now, the FAQ is something we build up over time, and we do this based on questions that we learned from Cambrian staff, but also mostly from questions that we get on social media from Chinese users. Because as we're promoting a business or a school like Cambrian, we're out there on Zhihu, on Weibo, on WeChat, or other places posting content, and then people are sending us direct messages or leaving comments or questions. We keep those in mind. And then we add some of them to the FAQ because it just makes it a bit easier for people on the website to find that kind of information. In general, one of the differences between the content on the Chinese site and the English site is that we will have more things in particular for Chinese people that want to travel abroad, because for them, moving over to Canada or somewhere else is really a big deal. They have to think about things like the location. How is Canada? How is Ontario? How is Sudbury? What are the people like there? What's the weather like? How do you immigrate over there? How do you get a visa? All of these things they need to consider. Right now they're thinking about pandemic responses, and on the top of this website we have that highlighted. Okay, so we always keep this stuff in mind for the Chinese users and create custom content for them, but the things we don't change, just to recap, are we don't change things that don't need to be changed, like the website design, like the branding. We don't recreate all the content totally anew because it's not necessary. We just do what we need to do so we can get the best results with the lowest effort, which means the highest ROI overall. This is website transcreation in a nutshell. If you want to learn more, check out our China Digital Marketing 101 guide. We have tons of info on there, and it has links to our blog posts and other videos. Besides that, thanks for listening, and I'll see you later.